Hey guys, it is Kirby from Blue Lust, and welcome to the podcast. So, I wanted to start doing a daily show, and, why not do YouTube? So, as you can see currently on screen, we have some gameplay footage from the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Series 2004 Game Boy Advance game. I'm gonna be doing basically a lot of Yu-Gi tubing. I've been watching a lot of channels like Team APS, SEMO, DZEF, and I wanted to start doing a bit of a, just a show where I can talk about, games like Duel Links. I'm really big into that scene right now. You're going to hear a lot about that content. We're also going to be talking about the physical card game, because since Master Rule 5 came in, that opened up a lot more decks, especially Synchro, Fusion, and Exceed builds. So my main build I'm going to be working on right now is probably going to be in the physical card game. It's probably going to be Cyber Dragon. I used to use those a lot when I was in high school. So about 5 years ago is when I started using them. And up until Link format, they were doing me well at locals. I mainly played locals around Johnson City area in Tennessee back when I lived there. I was placing top 3, top 2, top 1. But, I've been, looking at some of the new, Cyber Dragon cards, and they are looking sweet. They're looking high speed. I'm still a whore for Power Bond. Power Bond is one of my favorite cards in the card game in general. The life points aren't even really a drawback with this deck, because you're going to win the match before you even take that damage if you get these combos off right. So the build I'm going to be working on is going to be a bit of an adaptation from my 2012 build of this deck. 2012, more like my 2015 build, which was mainly focused on, of course, you had Nova and Infinity, but I wasn't playing those as heavily as I was playing stuff like, Cyber Dragon, or not Cyber Dragon even, Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, which, if you don't know about that card, it has 2100 base attack, which, same as Cyber Dragon. It's level 5, so if you need to get rid of it, you can always exceed it into Nova. It's a really good card, actually. Its ability lets you send 2 light machine types from your deck to the graveyard, and you get additional attacks per turn for up to 2. So, stacking that on top of Power Bond, you have a simple 4200 attack, 3-time attack per turn. You can use 2 or more Cyber Dragons monsters. Cyber Dragon monsters. Doesn't even have to be Cyber Dragon. And you can, and for everyone using this fusion summon, you get the pop back row equal to the mana material. So if your opponent's running if your opponent has, say, 3 in the back, you can always throw in an extra Cyber Dragon monster. You're going to have another one in grave. And then you can pop out their back row and go in for a kill. I do know that hand traps became a lot more predominant in recent bits. So I'm looking for stuff to counter hand traps, honestly. That's going to be a big one. But the build I used to run was very high speed. I ran like 3 cores, 3 dries. 3 Cyber Dragons, 2 Toon Cyber Dragons, actually. I really like having those in my build. But with the new Cyber Dragon monsters in support, I'm actually going to be looking outside of those. And I'm definitely wanting to get back into the tournament scene. I'm currently living right near a big city in Indiana, not Indianapolis, but one of the faster growing cities. And I'm wanting to find the locals there, and I'm going to want to compete and actually get my deck tuned up. I've still got the deck that I had before Link format came out, and Link format actually it actually discouraged me from the card game for a solid bit. Up until I started playing Duel Links around, actually since the start, since they put in GX. It's about when I started playing Duel Links, and I fell in love with that game. I'm very thematic in how I play. I like playing with, the cards that work with the characters and this, that, and the other, and I like working with, I like playing Dark Magician and Blue Eyes builds a lot. I am a big fan of the anime. I have watched a lot of episodes of it. I've seen the entire original series all the way through multiple times, all the movies multiple times. I've watched all through the English translation of GX, all through the English translation of 5Ds. I fell out of the anime during Sexel, but I've watched most of the first season of Arc 5, and that one was really good. Pendulums, I think, did a lot of good for the card game. At least, they didn't disable as many decks as this Link format did. But with Master Rule 5 coming in, and being able to special summon my fusions, my exceeds, my synchros, just straight from the extra to anywhere I want, that is such a great thing to have again. Because I'm definitely going to be running that Link monster that Cyber Dragons have. At least I want to run a few copies of it. I'm probably going to stick to doing a Panzer Dragon, Instafusion build. I really like Instafusion. And, of course I'm going to be running, some negation cards. I prefer in that build to run, Spell Shattering Arrow's a really good one in my opinion. And it's one that is not really talked about as much, especially since traps have fallen out of rotation as hard. But the way Spell Shattering Arrow works is it basically freezes up your opponent's back row during the battle phase. You activate it at the start of your battle phase, so when you're going into your battle phase, you announce it, then you trip that card. What that does is it can't be negated. Its activation cannot be negated. You basically just negate all spell and trap card effects until the end of the turn. The battle phase. I'm not 100% sure. It's been a minute. But yeah, I've really been getting back into the game hardcore. Especially since I started playing Lunalights actually in Duel Links. They have actually been one of my favorite builds that I've built so far. They're really quick. They're just a good OTK deck. I really like running OTKs. I won't lie, I'm that guy. I run OTK decks. Cyber Dragons being my favorite. Lunalights coming in at second for Duel Links. Actually, right now, my phone lock screen is a picture of Cat Dancer. And going on to the Lunalight build that I'm running in Duel Links, it's a 20 card deck. And the build's really simple. I'll actually give a full extended deck profile on it in another episode. But for now, it basically runs 3 Reincarnation Dance, 3 Fusions, 3 Emerald Birds, 3 Martins, 3 Foxes, 3 Rabbits, 3 Butterflies. And, my main combo with it is if I have Bird and Fox and Fusion in hand, I drop Fusion, fuse together Fox and Bird. Fox brings my opponent's attack to 0. Bird brings Fox to the field. Then pop Fox back to the grave. And then Cat Saber has 2 attacks and 2400 attack. So that's normally my instant win in that deck. Alternatively, if I can't get Fox in hand and I have Martin and no fusion with Bird, I'll summon Bird, pop Martin, grab fusion, grab an extra card, hopefully Fox. If not Fox, hopefully another monster. And then I'll either summon Saber Dancer or Cat Dancer. And to bring back Martin so I can use it for Cat's effect, you can just use its own effect. You pop Bird back to your hand. If you got something else to get rid of that you want to get rid of for the fusion, that's always nice, and that gives you another chance to use Bird. Now I like the fact that Sabercat, god dang it. I love the fact that Cat can't be destroyed by battle, and alternatively, card effects are really hard to get off against Saber because of its effect where it can't be targeted by effects. Now, I do know we just got a new Yugi for Dark Side of Dimensions. There's a new Yugi character. He has some good Dark Magician skills. Honestly, I think he's going to be doing really good for Dark Magician decks. They've gotten some more support. They've been putting a lot of support back to Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. You know, those are their main cash cows. They're going to be riding those till the cows come home. And, yeah, that's cool and all. But when I was, getting most of my Blue Eyes deck together, which my Blue Eyes deck, I'm not good at building it. I'm actually going to be looking into some deck profiles for it, and I'm going to be trying to build a better Blue Eyes deck. My problem is when I build a deck, I like to be a purist. I like to use just cards of the archetype, and of course the occasional toolbox card. Like in Duel Links, I love using Wall of Disruption. I love using stuff like, Sphere Kuribo's great one. Big fan of using, what's it called? Oh, man. I don't have it in front of me. I need to take better notes down, darn it. Cosmic Cyclone's a great one in Duel Links. I like using a lot of cards like those. Just, your basic toolbox. But in this, Power to Guardians, I love. That is probably one of my favorite cards. I understand why it's still in the top 30 cards that are used in PvP to today. It's really good as just a increase attack card, keep your monsters from getting destroyed card. Honestly, that fusion, I'm surprised it's not limited down to like 2. Another good one is Champion Vigilance if you're using a Dark Magician or a Blue Eyes build, because if you have a level 10 or a level 7 or higher normal type normal monster, not normal type, this ain't Pokemon. Totally different topic we're going to be getting into in a later episode. I like to use You know, stuff like Champion's Vigilance, which of course is limited down to 1 in Duel Links. Because that thing can stop any summon or any spell or trap card. It's kind of OP. But to go on to the event, the cubic raid battles have been really fun. And we've still got like another day of them at the time of recording this, another day or two of those. Because I believe the event ends on the 1st. So that's going to be interesting, you know, trying to get as many more points as I can. Probably not going to be able to get the 10 million you need for the icon, but... Or not the icon, but the event completed little ping in PvP. But that's fine by me. I just normally go into it just to try to get all the cards, get a play set of each, and as many gems as I can get, and like skill chips. Skill chips, that's another great addition to this game. I really love Duel Links. It's really nostalgic to me because it has my favorite 3 animes that they had. Because you have your Duel Monsters / Dark-Sided Dimensions, because that's still Duel Monsters technically. But it's like a different universe in Duel Links, which, you know, I get, but at the same time, I find it kind of weird that they've split it up like that. I'm hoping Agami actually becomes a playable character soon. Because I would love to see some of his abilities. I think the whole dimension thing in the Plana would be really cool. I unlocked Sarah, and she's okay. Right now I'm working on trying to get Shizu's level 20 ability. Because I like to have that knowledge of what I'm drawing with Emerald Bird. Especially if I'm going for a quick OTK. Right now I've actually been... using the No Mortal Can Resist ability, which is good for shutting down graveyard heavy decks. Like, basically what that ability does, it's on a Shizu. I believe she's the only character with it even. You get it from PvP. It turns all monsters in your opponent's graveyard into Skull Servant, which is like a level 1 normal monster with like 300 attack, 200 defense. It's a really bad card. I do want to build a Skull Servant deck eventually, because I believe that's an archetype that is in Duel Links. It's a weird archetype, but I tend to like the weird ones. I love budget archetypes. That's why I was big on Cyber Dragons for a minute, because they were very anti-meta when I was running them, and they were cheap. I think my boss card that I used, Rampage Dragon, was like... I paid like $3 a copy. I picked up like 2 copies of it, and it's like... No, I picked up like 3 copies of it. I only ran 2 because of the... just the size of the extra deck. Unfortunately, I didn't get Pallades until years after it wasn't even viable anymore. Which Pallades was always fun to use. I was a big fan of using that one. I am wanting to build a, Element Saber deck in Duel Links. I don't know how good those are. If they're good, you know, comment down below, because I'm curious to know. If you're watching this on another platform, because eventually I'm going to be moving this podcast to multiple platforms, I'd recommend seeking out the YouTube video. You can find my channel on YouTube. It's Blue Space Lust. The picture on the channel is, of course, my beautiful foxy self. The wonderful blue fennec fox that exists in this world. Yes, I'm a furry. Ew woo. Ew woo. What's this? notices your bulgy wolgy. Oh God. Oh God. I'm so cringy. But yeah, that's gonna be happening in the future. I'm gonna be uploading this to like Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, I think is the name of the app. I might not even do it to Google. I might just go iTunes, Spotify. I'm gonna be doing a few deck profiles in the near future, especially with the not Element Savers, the Lunalights, because they're really fun, and I've actually had a decent win-loss ratio. It's over 50% with Lunalights, which is really good for me, because I was struggling with Blue Eyes and Dark Magician getting wins. I think the highest I got with Dark Magicians was like gold rank 3. And the highest I got with Blue Eyes was like silver rank. Not even silver rank. I was like bronze rank 7. And then the season reset, which was agony. And speaking of seasons, the deck I'm going to be bringing into the KC Cup coming up on Duel Links is going to be the Elements, or the Lunalights. The Lunalights I've been wanting to run. I'm going to be taking those into KC Cup, hopefully. Hopefully I'm going to place top 1,000. I mean, I have a chance. I do know there's a lot of cheating that goes on during that event, and that is a big turnoff for most people, myself included. But I'm hoping a little bit of skill, a little bit of cheesing it. I might be able to win enough matches to, I don't know, get somewhere. I'm definitely going to be uploading my deck list into Duel Links as well. Once I get that uploaded, I will give the name of the deck and, of course, the character that's attached to it. That way, if anyone else wants to run, that build, or they want to, look at it, play test it, figure out if it can be better. That's always going to be a thing, because I do want your guys' feedback. I'm really big on wanting to interact with the community. I love the fact that they cleaned up the global chat, because it used to be nothing but just a wall of get free gems at freegems.free, which was one of the most annoying things, because I'd sit there and I'd be like, trying to talk to people, trying to get some advice on decks, trying to get just some friendlies in. Because occasionally I like to do a few friendlies, and if someone's running, a meta deck, it's easy to sit there, playtest like 4 or 5 times against that one build in particular. You can test like 3 or 4 builds against your build that way. Especially if they have multiple good decks, which is always a plus if you can find friends like that. Now, I do wish they would give more support to the speed duel format. I wish they would encourage it more, because I do think that format, basically the Duel Links format, is really interesting, especially with the skills. That's one thing that I think has definitely made this game definitively better, is the skills. The skills and the lack of broken, annoying cards. Like, when I'm playing Duel Links, I don't have to worry about Ash. Don't have to worry about Veiler. Or wait. I don't think Veiler's in Duel Links. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I definitely know there's a lot less hand traps to be played. Sphere Karibo being like one of the best ones in Duel Links. It really never made anywhere in the TCG though. But I'm also thinking about making episodes of this show about, like, my top 5 favorite trap cards. Or just stuff like that, you know? Maybe throwing in just some interesting things. Giving each episode a name. But I'm going to try to make this like a 30-minute daily podcast that you guys can listen to while you're at, like, work or, studying for a test or something. Or just, chilling out, just playing a few games of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you guys want to hear some background noise. I'd love to make my voice spread all across your ear holes. But yeah, give me some suggestions for episodes down below. I want to talk with y'all. Eventually, I want to hold a tournament on a Dueling Nexus, probably. Because that website reminds me so much of Dueling Network. Maybe one day we'll do like a traditional format tournament. I'd love to play around with the traditional format again. That's why I've been playing the 04 Game Boy game. Because there's so many just broken cards available to you, like Pot of Greed, Harpy Feather Duster, Heavy Storm, Trunade. Just to name a few really great ones. I've also been working on. I've also been working on getting some game reviews together. Because I do want to, like, do maybe an episode where I just sit there and I just talk about a game. And, of course, I'm going to keep it to where it's audio-based enough that it's still a podcast. I'm not really going to be doing much on the way of screen editing, like, at all. This is going to be mainly audio, just me expressing things, me just talking about things. And I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm glad you guys were here for my first episode of this podcast. I'm actually sitting outside in my car, just like right down the street from my home in a parking lot doing this because I have no privacy at home. But, well, I have privacy, just, I don't get, it's hard when you live with a lot of people. So, I'm just sitting in my car recording this on a audio recorder I just downloaded off Google Play. And I hope you guys are gonna enjoy this. I'm a big fan of doing YouTube. I've done a few channels before this one. Hopefully this one's gonna be the one that sticks. Hopefully Yu-Gi-Tubing's my passion. Because I've been playing this card game since I've been collecting it since I was like 3 or 4. I started with the Joey and Pegasus starter decks. So, I mean, I've been in this game for years. Grew up with the anime and all that. But, as for now, I think that's going to be it for this episode. If you guys like it, remember, if you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, give it another listen. Just play it through again. Give me that streaming revenue. I'm kidding, of course. But as for now, I'm going to be signing off of here. This is Kirby from Blue Lust. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys!